Feel like I'm missing a bunch of things right now. Is it good? Am I good? I guess so. What's up? How you guys doing? We are back. Oh my god, it's so white. Look at all the white. That's kind of awesome. Do I have my chat window? I do. There it is. We want to get rid of this one. And headphones. All right. So we've got a BMW X4. We're going to be doing all the sides and the rear. We're going to do that in 5. We are just going as dark as we can. Yeah, I'm going to have to... Maybe I can do this. Hang on. I'm not trying to screw this up too much. It's probably a bad idea to do this right now. That, F4, 3.5, 4.5. How's that? That's less bright white. I think that's a little better. When we have that much white car, it kind of blows everything out. Good morning. Yeah, it had a lot of glare with the light. Yeah, with all the stuff in the background. And then we just, well, Jack did. Jack painted all the walls back there and on this side. It's nice and clean now. So there's still a bunch of crap that we got to organize. But we basically pulled everything away from the wall. And we're going to clean it up. And it's going to be nice and pretty. And that should let you know that I'm staying here. I couldn't find anywhere else to move to. Tips on shrinking a windshield. I got lots of videos on it, especially lately. There's a bunch of videos on shrinking windshields and stuff. We'll be going over the back window on this one, but this one's a hatchback window. It's not your typical annoying windshield. What's your thoughts on Tint? Does it hold up like the competitors? I don't know. I haven't really done long-term tests on it. There's some people that really like it. I just never liked the haze that was with it from the beginning, so I wouldn't leave it long enough to find out. But I've heard better things about the Pure Max stuff. I don't know. Cha-ching! That's always fun. Move to my shop in Houston? No. We went down to Texas to see family. It's too hot there. Same thing for Florida. It's too hot there. I mean, it's too cold here. So somewhere in between, I think, would be nice. But you can't beat summer times here. Well, maybe you can beat summer times with winter times in those states. We went down to Florida for a little bit, and then we came back. And we were like, no thanks. We have AC. Yeah, so do I. You need it down there, or you're dead. I've tinted in places here with no AC, 95 to 100-degree days. I can only imagine how much more you're cooking if you don't have AC down there. Like, why even? Ugh, no. Once you use a solid film, that haze is rough. Yep. Yeah, and okay, so for me, there's things that are assumed with all window films, and people think just because it's carbon, just because it's ceramic, means that oh, maybe it just won't last as long if it's cheap. I don't know. No, just right off the bat, it's hazy. It just doesn't look good. And your material cost isn't the worst thing in the world anyways, so I don't even go there. I learned a hard lesson not to try and save too much money on window film. Just try and find what I feel are the best films and just use those. Because inevitably stuff fails, and it's way worse when something fails because your clients then have to come back and get it redone. Your clients don't trust what you're putting on the vehicles. And it costs you way more in time and labor than the little difference on film price up front. And then the company will back the film on top of it. So I don't think that trade-off is worth it. I just don't. But there's, you know, they sell a ton of it. There's a lot of people that use it. There's good things that are said about it in the Facebook groups. But I used it for myself, and personally, I didn't like that haze. I had people that saw my Walmart video and didn't think that haze was a problem either. Try it for yourself, see if you like it, and then go from there. I got a glass house door. I'm gonna use it as a P board. Whoa, buddy. Whoa, buddy. I don't know what you do at your shop. My buddy was throwing it out. I was like, give me that. Yeah. Hell yeah. That's awesome. A P board. You can pretend it's a foggy day. So what drives me crazy is like the one time you really want your ceramic film to perform is in direct sunlight, and that's when it looks the worst. It's no fun. Oh shoot, where's my little pad here? We gotta put that on there. There we go. So I want to redesign. So now that we're painting all of that and we got shit pulled away from the walls, I'm going to do the same thing with this area. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do yet, but we're going to start remodeling this space a little bit too. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do, but I want to figure out a very efficient setup and stick to it. Best way to shrink glass, dry or wet? Why? Dry shrinking, always. Wet shrinking just takes too long. It's because things fell in the back. Hang on. Well, that scares me a little bit. Hang on. We'll figure this out. Hello. Yeah, so I slightly moved my setup and everything is broken now. Well, it definitely picks up the source, but for whatever reason, it no worky. Hello. Test. I think we're close. Something's just not. Hello. Was that it? I fixed it. I took a wire and I went, and then I went. See, now I can drop into my seat now because I'm lazy. I don't want to jump up. But this is slightly different from what it was before. I like it better. I wanted it set up so I could stand, but then I bought a chair. Yep, we're good. Hello. Test. Canon. Yep, it's definitely working. Not very loud. I'm worried that this is gonna mess it up. Hang on. Okay. Does it work now? Yep. Okay. That's good. Great. We did it. We fixed our stream that we broke, and it only took an hour. Do I have my... Oh, God, I did it again. Canon. This is why I can't have nice things. See, now I got to put my pad back here. I got to Velcro this on here. Good. All right, cool. Now where's my stuff? Yeah, so I hired Jack, and he didn't know anything about filling holes and painting, and he learned how to do it, and he did it. He filled holes, so we had a couple really gnarly holes there, and it was all like blue along just the bottom half, and then we went through, or he went through, and he painted it. It looks really good. So now I got to take all this stuff, and I'm going to try and organize it and stuff out and leave stuff back there so it's nice and kind of like out of the way. And then this stuff, for the most part, will stay open. And I'll figure out how I want to organize it. You're cutting in and out. Oh, did this thing do a thing now too? Actually, that doesn't make sense. Audio's choppy. It's choppy. So that's weird that it would cut out when I walk away because it's on this thing, and that thing doesn't have a problem that way. Hang on. I don't know. I'll just put it there. That doesn't make sense, though. When you walk away. I don't know. Yeah, that's weird. See, this is why you can't have anything nice and play around with it. 'Cause as soon as you do, that's when problems happen. I got no good reason. I unplugged the power, so it's a wireless microphone. It's got one job to do. And it's a damn good one. Hey. Oh well. We'll see how this goes this time. Maybe it was the power cord. I had a different power cord plugged into it. Started to cut out when you walked away. No, it's helpful. I'm just annoyed because it shouldn't be doing it. Literally plug in what would be a newer, better power cable, and then that kills the range. I'm the guy that commented yesterday on the stereo turning up from the headlights. How would you go about fixing it or paying it? Most people just take things to a dealership, but so, yeah, I remember the post. There was, sorry, give you a little cap. I tinted a windshield and used a soak shield and a towel, and now there's problems. What would cause this? Probably tinting. But then he brought up that he just recently had a radio installed. So what's very possible is that water still got somewhere, and it has to do with the new radio that you got installed. That stuff always gets really messy, because like my truck's acting up. What's wrong with it? I don't know. You got to take it to somebody that can diagnose it. So you can either have them send it back or take it back to Best Buy. Or a mechanic shop or something, and then they can start diagnosing what's wrong. There's always a chance that something could dry out, but it just sounds like something got wet. So could be some combo of the two. Maybe the water ran down one of the wires and a connection got wet. Yeah, exactly. Like there's all these possibilities. It's like he's had the radio for a month, and supposedly it was like, was it really fine when he brought it into you? I would think so. He unplugged the battery, the headlight ordeal stopped, but the radio. But the radio still doesn't work. I don't know, have him take it to Best Buy. How long do they warranty stuff? But yeah, that's for like a electronics / stereo company. They could probably diagnose it pretty well. Mechanic shop, if they got a good electronics guy, then sure. You just got to find somebody that can diagnose the situation. He's taking it back to Best Buy, said don't say anything about the tint. Yep, I understand why. That kind of sucks for them, though. You'd think it'd be 90 days or 6. Yeah, there's probably some, like, guaranteed service time or whatever for it. That's usually how they do things. Just want to make sure this thing doesn't want to yell at me. Okay, cool. Man, I'm glad we tint things and we don't do electronics. Because tinters would drive me up a wall. Install a radio. Is that a propeller? Yeah, isn't this thing is hilarious. Watch, you turn on the vents. Oh, look, it's on low right now. Put it up a little more. Look at that little bear. That's so cool. I like that. Oh, all my towels are at home. Almost all of them. Glad I have so many extras. That thing's funny. Okay, this. There is a big glue line. Ew, what the hell was on here? Hang on, I'll open this. Oh, he's got a fire extinguisher in here. Okay, so that comes out, and then this should... There we go. That one goes up there. It's like hard old adhesive on here. Yikes. Hopefully we got something that'll melt it. We will try ETR first. Grab a towel. Scotch tape is the worst. I don't know if that's what this is, but Scotch tape is always bad. Where you just start throwing chemicals at it and hope something does something. I've got actual Windex. I've got Tough Stuff. No. What was the other one? I got spray paint. That's a good place to put it with all the glass cleaners and stuff. That's not an accident waiting to happen. Yeah, Scotch tape is really bad. And then, I know I got Awesome around here too. We will see. Something will eat it. Although nothing seems like it wants to eat it very quickly. Good God. Shit's the worst. You guys finding any good Amazon deals? 3M adhesive remover works well. I've actually never tried it. Simple green. How did I have simple green here? Simple green's one that's worth a shot. Label removal by turtle wax. Those are both a couple things that I have never heard people mention before. But free Slurpees yesterday. I remembered late in the day, but we weren't going out at that point. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out okay, so I've got two hoses, one for each side. I want to start to rearrange some things so things don't get mixed up. So figuring out where I should put heat guns. So I have one there, I have one there right now. I don't want them to really get tangled up with the hoses, because that is usually what happens is stuff starts getting tangled. I'm somewhat limited. It's coming off a little bit. Ooh, what did we spray here? This is working, it just takes a while. This, not so much. And simple green, not so much. I think LA is awesome. I think ATR is this one. I think that's what we'll do. It's just got to soak. That's the best that I've seen, though. I like Awesome a lot. And it works really well. ATR, I think, is just a little bit more consistent. But put your heat guns on drop downs. So the only problem that I've got is this. So I can't do drop downs right in the center. They would have to be from like the sides. So I could do drop downs from back here, like at the edge, and then run them in a little bit, but I can't do them anywhere else. So the reels would have to be on the side. But I like that idea a lot. I've seen it like, and used it some. And then I put a giant diffuser, and I don't want to cut a hole in it for some cables. Not really, because then eventually I'm going to change it and I'm going to rip a hole. It's a $400 diffuser. I don't want to put a hole in it. Unless it's a really cool, it would solve your problem. That's a really, it would be a small hole too. So the other thing is, if the cord comes through it, I'd have to put a grommet or something, and it's going to get pulled a lot. So I'm going to have to basically make sure it's always pulled all the way down, and then I use it, and then I'm very careful about putting it back up straight there. I don't know. Just some thoughts. I'm going to let that back window soak while I work on the rest of this car. Maybe put a retractable hose reel above and put a hose that connects to the tint keg. So I've seen the retractable hose reel is a nice idea for the water. This is 1/4-inch hose, and most of the other stuff is like 3/8, so I'd have to talk to Rick about it. If you put water in it. Ooh, that's working. Yay, it needs to rehydrate. Be careful of the simple green. If it gets on the fabric of the car or the plastic, it will discolor it. Dude, simple green is like one of the more recommended things that people spray on a back window too. So that's kind of that's a scary thing to hear. Yeah, just simple green and a trash bag. And it's like, well, it's getting all over everything. So, RIP interiors. You can discolor a bathtub if you leave it on too long. We'll make it green. You can do a Hulk bathtub. What's a reasonable price for ceramic that people are willing to pay? I used to think $350 was good. And then when we were doing wholesale, we were like, it only makes sense at $450, and we're like, ugh, sounds expensive. And then people were buying it at $450. And I've heard of other shops selling above that. It's totally how you present it and what your market and client base is game for. Anytime I think there's some type of a barrier, people inevitably smash through a barrier. So I wouldn't treat ceramic much like a budget thing. Is this 5%? Yeah, we're doing 5% on all the sides and the rear. What was that other comment? There's something I got sidetracked. I want to put a retractable below so the power cords get pulled in different directions. There won't be potential of ripping the canvas. Put the retractable below. But I don't have anything. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying, but I don't have anything to mount it to. Like, I'd have to. So I've got like 18-foot tall ceilings. And then I'd have to build a frame that goes all the way down and then mount it like here. It just doesn't make sense. There's nothing to mount it to. It'll get in the way of the lighting, and then also one thing about this whole ceiling is it's adjustable. So I can raise and I can lower this whole ceiling. I don't do it very often, but I can. And then inevitably I'm gonna have to replace some lights and stuff, and then it's like, I already can't get a ladder up here, and that's enough of a pain, because I basically just built an area that's completely blocked off my ceiling. That's irritating. But it's cool. It's cool most of the time. What now? What's up, Matt? You did 5% on my Focus the other week. Turned out awesome. Thanks, dude. Oh, sweet, man. Glad you like it. That means a lot. You're welcome. I appreciate you coming back and letting me know. Car wash arm. A car wash arm. I mean, it sounds cool. I don't know anything about it. So, like, literally an arm that would have to, like, jut out all the way here. And then you could probably swivel it back and forth some. I mean, in theory, it sounds okay. It's kind of a lot. I mean, didn't I really just say I was looking for a way to organize the reels, the cords, and the hoses, and now we're getting into like a boom pole build out on it? I'll exhaust all options before I put a boom pole. Can somebody look that up? And if you cannot find like a reasonable option relatively quickly, it's probably something custom that I just am not gonna get into. Are there a lot of mobile tinters, you think, since the pandemic, since everyone stays at home for the most part? Are there a lot of mobile tinters, you think, since the pandemic? I don't think everybody stays home. I think people got tired of staying home. There's just things that have changed some habits. So, like, dining out is still a thing. It's just evolved. People are still going out and getting services and getting stuff done. But mobile, as far as mobile tinting goes, I think there's always a surge. I think there's just a surge in, actually, it's all anecdotal. I have nothing to measure it on. I think there's more probably mobile tinters and more mobile detailers than there were a handful of years back. But for window tinting, I don't think it's necessarily a great idea. It can be part of your business, but to make it all your business is very difficult. I think the best setup that you can have to keep costs down and stuff is you have a reasonably small space, and if you want to pull in some extra business, then still leave yourself open to mobile. You don't have to pick one or the other. You have a place that people can conveniently drop cars and you can work on them. And then when somebody wants you to run out and do a job, then you charge a service fee and then you go out there and do that for the right jobs. I think staying 100% mobile limits your options, and then also staying 100% in a shop might limit your options too. Because, you know, I get the occasional call where somebody asks if I do mobile. It's been very occasional, though. But yeah, there's like an inconvenience to having to get two people and drop off a car, or for that one person to sit for a few hours waiting for their car. Like, nobody likes to do that. And everybody has their own schedules. They work. They have other things going on. So, like, when you're a mobile person, you can go out to somebody and get it done. The only problem is that there's, like, for detailing, you can just do it outside in a parking lot, essentially. Like, you should have shade and some other things, just like window tinting. Like, there's some things that you should have, but I think there's other things you can do more practically. Like, if you were to install a radio, you do that in a parking lot. Tinting a car in a parking lot doesn't make as much sense, so that's where it, like, limits your options with mobile a lot. With gas prices, that service fee would be as much as the tint. I think people... Canon. Wow, is it not open? Okay, oh, okay. All right, hang on. Impact 7-foot HD boom arm. HD is the company. Well, Look, I'm all for creative, cool-looking solutions. We're going to look at this. Oh, I think I'm going to move myself. Something like that. What the heck? B&H photo. This is... That's not made for this, though. It's just a boom arm. So I could mount a boom arm made for like lighting and microphones and cameras and stuff, and then hang a hose off of it. Or it's holding a cord. I think we were on a different page before. Why is that popping up? Hang on, my software. Oh no, it is open. Why did it pop up? I don't know what's going on. Oh, but it tilts. See, why is that happening? Stop it. Oh, I think it's my monitor hitting a key. That's my bad then. See, I like that. I want to put a light on it. I want to get a few of them and put some lights on them. I like that it goes up and down. That's kind of interesting. I don't know. I don't know what I would put on the end of it for it to make sense. Like, I know it's holding, you say it's holding a cord. I think, I can't visualize it yet. Oh, you guys want to see, God, what was it? Ooh, 20 foot. Where was it? I'll find it later. But essentially, diffusion cloth, essentially this is like what I have, a 20 by 20. Yeah, like one of these. That's what I have overhead. It was like $400. 20 by 20 is big. All right, just search what now? Car wash boom arm. We'll see if there is something. And is it broken? Maybe. Okay. Car wash boom arms. See, I'm sure these are meant for like mounting in the middle and then like swinging around and stuff. Car wash booms. Hang on. This is some industrial grade. This is not the solution I'm looking for. Car wash superstore. No, we're not looking for the right thing. Okay. God, that button. What now? Low pressure water hose retractable reel. Oh yeah, like a hose reel. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like these things. Yeah, like this is a decent option. So you can do these wall mounted. It's the issue is well, we'd have to outfit it for like the shorter hoses and stuff. That's if I want to put the hoses on the reels, which I think might be pretty clean. Yeah, these are definitely an option. All right, let's keep going. Do what now? Yeah, that's fine. Giraffe Tools retractable water hose. Is it a 1/4 inch? Oh, son of a bitch. I hate when this shit happens. We'll save that for quarter windows. Oh, just the way that I cut it. One of the corners was short and I didn't see it because it's limo. And we're about to do it again. So see the tint comes down here and this one overlaps there. You want to make sure that one corner is not shorter than the other. It just got lined up wrong. Mm-hmm. Yep, I've seen the Flexilla ones. The Flexilla ones are pretty cool. That's the 1/4 inch hose on one side. This side I think is the blue. On the other side is the Flexilla hose, so it matches that. I mean, I was more talking about where do we mount the things that already exist, and then we start getting into boom arms and stuff. I mean, an idea is like if you put a boom arm here and then you swing it out and then you have a real quick access for like the side windows and then you can take it over to like this side and then swing it back and then grab one on the other side. It's interesting. The other side would be kind of tricky though. I mean, this part hasn't really bugged me though. Like leaving one hose on one side, one hose on the other. I think I might just need longer hoses and need to run them farther along the walls and coil more against this area and that area. That way I can just hang it up, drag it out, and then put it back. I don't really need the hoses on reels. The electrical cords, having something from there that pulls out this way or from here that comes out this way, that would be interesting too. The only part that would annoy me is if I'm working on a windshield and I shrink half here and then I put that one away and go grab the other one for the other side. Then mount a camera on it. That is me. I would absolutely want to do that, and then I wouldn't use it. Should I drive my car from Toronto to Detroit to get it tinted by you? Yeah, if you want to. I just hope everything goes right. Somebody drove their, so Saturday's appointment, I didn't know this until afterwards. I was talking to him after the stream. He stayed there for the whole thing. And then I was talking to him afterwards, and he was like, yeah, I came from Indiana. A camera for the boom, and then you can say boom. All right, you sold it. I think one of the most ironic things, too, is we have a cannon over there, and then we'd have a boom. It's so dumb. I love it. Okay. I'm thinking boom arm. But see, it was so far out of what I was thinking. My mind doesn't work this way. So if you have like if I need to build a shelf or something, I can't just visualize what needs to be cut and what needs to go where. I need to sit on it for a while or look at some instructions or something. So like this setup, I just kept looking around until I found some like rack shelving, and I was like, oh, that would work perfect. And then I just kept looking around until I found some options that really made it simple and pretty clean. So like the idea of a boom arm actually isn't as crazy as what I was thinking of at first. It would help manage things, I think, a little bit. It's just got to make sense. It's got to make sense for both sides of the car, and I just don't know if it does. But you could fold it against the wall, bring it out. I don't know. Or we could do a couple of electrical reels along this wall. Or we could go from the ceiling just beyond this point. I suppose that would be, ugh. So I got a rafter here that lines up with that beam, and I got a rafter like 7 feet back from it. I'd ideally put it here, but then it would bump against this stuff. No, you could do it against here. You could drop it down here and bring it inside this way. That would cover all the back, and then you need to do something else for the front. I don't know. What I did do was I put a heat gun on this side here, and then I put a heat gun on the other side for now, and I'm just playing with a couple of positions. And we can see. But yeah, to prevent getting hoses and cords tangled together, I think having like cords in the rear, hoses in the front might help with that. Because normally at this point I would take the heat gun, I would drag it around to the other side of the car, and what I want to do is kind of retrain myself to stay on one side of the car with the tools that are on this side, and then have the exact same setup on the other side, and then just have like a tool cart, my rags, a place for the towel, so everything's real quick to get to. And then I can just put this back down, go to the other side, grab the other one, and have the same setup, and then stop myself from throwing those things back and forth. So I'll mark all the tools, left side, right side, and that'll last for about probably half a car before I get tired of it and just start throwing everything everywhere like I usually do. But it sounds cool. In cleaning all this stuff, you know, I like having a nice organized setup. I just need to be able to stick to something. And on the streams, a lot of my time is wasted walking around looking for stuff and making people dizzy. But if we do, like I said, if we do cords somewhere and then hoses somewhere else, and we just kind of stick to that, it's just figuring out where those should go until we put everything on boom arms and say boom. So I should have a little station here and have, like, you know, clay bars, tape, towels, obviously the seat, and just anything that, and like a set of back window tools. And then same thing for that side. You need a reel that lets you have water hose and electrical hose on a reel. Put one on each side. I don't. You could put one side by side. Just thinking, I wonder if they thought of that and they put them together, and then one started leaking, and then the whole thing just became a death sentence. No, so I've seen these really cool detailing setups. I saw these super cool. Ooh, smoke. Canon. My God, why is this not working? Canon. That's
Brandon
weird.
Mills super chatted $4.99. Flexilla retractable extension 16/3 AWG25 put heat guns up and hoses on ground. They come in your green too. Amazon.
Thank you. Sorry, there's something else that is breaking on my computer. I'm finding out. GoPro. Oh, I think it has something to do with the mic. Actually, it has something to do with all of voice attack, I think. Whoa. New version. No. Recognition. Oh, there it is. Oh, okay. Yep. It's on the wrong microphone. There we go. Okay. GoPro. Canon. Okay, it's fixed now. Perfect. Okay. Brandon with the 5. Thank you. Flexilla Retractable 25. Okay, I will copy that. I will paste that. Oh, yeah, I've seen these. Desktop. Yeah, I would cut off this end and I would put, the heat gun or just a snap-in, a locking extension cord thingy. So you could just plug in the heat gun and then it doesn't want to pull back out. Yeah, these are good. There's a few shops that I've worked at that have these. They're pretty beefy reels. They've got some like heavy cords too that come off of these things. Yep, I like color's a good choice too. Thank you for the 5. I appreciate that. What are people saying? I have 2 fogs coming. All right. This is for Dan. Woo! There's one. We'll do another one later. Oh wait, no, somebody else did it.
Marcus super chatted $5. This is in the future giving you a rebate for taking your tinting jobs.
This is AI in the future, giving you a rebate for taking your tinting jobs. Well, thank you for the 5. That doesn't quite add up to taking a full tint job though, but thank you. I appreciate that. I love the live feeds you rock. Have you done any visors on the newer F-150s? Do you cut it with the drop in the top of the windshield? Yeah. So whenever there's things in the windshield, so you leave the band across the windshield, and then you just follow that cutout. Unless it's just like there should be obstacles and stuff in the way, so you cut around those. Yeah, as long as it's nice and seamless. If it's just a mirror and then a dot matrix in the center, I cover that whole dot matrix. I don't like cutting around it. So there were these cool detailing. Oh God, what would they be called? What would you even call them? Ceiling reels? Ugh. God, I forgot what it was. This is the kind of stuff I would see on AliExpress, though. Desktop. So they would be ceiling mounted, and there would literally be housings. Have you ever seen those like detailing setups where they have everything like dropped down from like? God, I don't even know what you call them. If anybody can figure that out, then let me know. I forgot what they were called, but you would see them in like, everybody does the hexagon lighting. But they would have basically, they'd have different like chemical drop downs and stuff on both sides of the car. That was a pretty cool setup. I like stuff like that. But I don't know if we quite need to do that. It would look cool. And then you could do like the little misters around, and then it would be dust free, which doesn't really matter anyways, but hey, looks cool. All right, did we cover that one? Okay, good, we did. Like a junction? Yeah, like a junction box or something. But yeah, we'll figure out something. I mean, it's already pretty close. Having heat guns on both sides, having hoses on both sides, it's just figuring out a cleaner way to mount them. So one way or another, I'll figure it out. Yeah, like, I need razor blades. All these little things that I always walk back over here or to the other side. I just need to clean that up. I wish I could have a sink over here, too. You need a cart on each side. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, what I was talking about too. So I bought a couple of tool carts. One of them arrived broken, and the other one was not quite what I thought when I ordered it, but I still have it. But yeah, a couple of simple rolly carts that don't take up a ton of space, but have enough. It just kind of hit me this morning that I need to mark my tools, though. So I'll get some, I don't know, some like different colored electrical tape or something for like all the main stuff. So like if I have a bulldozer, I'll have one on each side. If I have those Libman squeegees, I'll have one on each side. And everything will just have a place. It sounds good in my head, but I know I'm not going to do a great job of putting everything back all the time. But it'd be really nice, because then I would just have everything here, I'd have everything there. Or I do cabinets on both sides. When are you going to tint the Tesla Model Y? I've already done a bunch. I got something coming in. I think I might have a Model Y windshield coming in on Wednesday. It's just a matter of making habits of putting it back. Oh, I know. Yeah, that's not gonna happen every stream. But that was kind of the idea with that cart. That cart was not supposed to stay there. I was gonna get a couple more caster wheels, and I was gonna have a couple carts outfitted, one for each side. I think that one's just a little bulky though. Or I just need to widen this space out a little bit more. But I put a TV on it. So it's also not very mobile anymore. I don't know. There's a lot of things that sound good. You explained it before, but can you explain the folds on the next window? Yeah, sure. I forgot what's coming in. It might be the one that's coming in on, it might be what's coming in tomorrow. But since it's just a windshield, I'm just gonna do it. I'm not gonna stream it. Maybe I'll do a video on it. I've done so many windshield videos lately though, they don't do as well anymore. There's too many. And I don't have anything new to say. Why do you think I'm getting baby creases at the bottom? You're not squeegeeing everything out. It either needs to be shrunk a little bit more, and you also got to swipe the fingers out completely. So chances are you're just like pushing up to the bottom seal. You need to go all the way underneath the seal and swipe out past it. So let me get this tucked and I'll explain. What you're trying to do is get rid of all the water, or as much as you can, and also cart everything down flush to the glass. And so your swipe should extend past the film. I saw it done a couple of times where people like, I don't know, they like, okay, so here I got my squeegee. I'm gonna squeegee down to that seal, right? I'm gonna squeegee all the way down to it. And I'm gonna try and not push everything completely out.
I'm not sure I understand.
Okay, well, let me explain it more. So when I get to this part, if you have some like little fingers and air pockets and stuff popping up at the bottom, like I'll do this with every window. You gotta swipe out the bottom. So I use a tri-edge for that. Squeegee out the sides, and you can just continue down the bottom and watch. See how far down the tri-edge is? Like it's this. I just shoved that down far into the seal, press it flush against the glass, and squeegee all that shit down. So it's going like, if your film's here, you're swiping all the way past that here and just trying to clear the water past. That way you know everything's gotten squeegeed out. If you just go like this, up to the edge, you're not squeegeeing down the bottom. You're just squeegeeing up to the seal, and everything's wet right underneath. Pull your seal back, go into it, and then, here, let me, oh God, how do we, yeah, like, so I do that, I always do that with all my sides and edges. Squeegee up to the very edge, and then you see me do this real quick. Did that? We got, this seal's a little tighter here, so I'm gonna pull that back, get into the seal, swipe all the way around, and do the same here. Just go as far into that seal as I can. So if you do that and you still have fingers popping up, then you need to shrink your film a little bit more. Do you play piano? I was forced to take lessons when I was younger. Took them for like 5 years, and I don't remember much from it. So, not really. I never learned how to sight read music. Well, I knew how to sight read. I just was never good at it, so I never practiced it. Whoa! That looks good. What a difference, huh? Big difference? Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna look nice. So we're doing that black trim around the whole base. Is it sticking okay? I think so. Yeah, I think it's sticking fine. Cool. Cool. So painted all the walls, doing a black base trim on it. It's gonna clean out the space. I like it. What a difference that makes. Heck yeah. That makes the space look so clean. That's what we did up front. I think it's called like wall base. It's like a vinyl, 4-inch vinyl wall base. No idea what you're looking at. Okay, so up front here, we painted the walls, we did the floors, and then you put like an edging on it, so that black trim line at the bottom, it really makes the space look clean. And it's something that, like, when it's all new and like you're not even gonna think about it, but just compared to what it was, it's all nice and clean. It looks finished. Looks good. All right, let's get this. Let's get this installed. Will Jack be learning how to install industrial garage openers soon? Maybe. That's a great question. You should live stream that one. I think in that case, I'll probably pay somebody to come out and do it. But yeah, it would be pretty entertaining. The hardest part, I think, it would be literally trying to drill through concrete and line everything up right. That one, that's a tall order there. See, that's like one of those guys who's like, hey, I bet I can tint my own windows. What cards can I use to not scratch the film? So the one that I use all the time are going to be the tri-edge cards. So these are the blue ones, tri-edge. I often have the green ones in my belt. I think there's one sitting on the ground right there. Those aren't going to scratch. Not until they really get worn out. So any card is going to scratch with enough abuse. Tri-edge have been the ones that have lasted the longest. Because anything plastic, like when you're digging it into seals, it's grinding against dirt. So especially like these, the easy reaches, these are real nice, real slick, but they rough up way faster. Where you get that squeegee with the orange tip. So this one is called the hybrid. You can find it at Sun Distributing Tint Depot. I think I got whiplash. Yeah, probably. So this one's cool. I don't hardly ever do this, but you can pull this out of your squeegee holder. You can flip it, and look, instead of a blue squeegee with an orange tip, It's an orange squeegee with a blue tip now. Sun Distributing, Tint Depot. Why do I keep getting dust on the sides of my windows? Because you're bad at installing. Tape on the sides will also help. So like, this is what I put on the sides. These seals, these have felt on them. So, or do no, these ones are rubber seals actually. They're just a little dirty. I forget, because I didn't even hardly pay attention. I just tape everything. So doing tape on the sides, it's like putting a brand new seal. And it holds all the dirt that would collect on the seals back, and it'll help. The other side of it is like, really, it takes a while to get good at installing film. So you have to tuck into the sides as smooth as possible, and whenever you crinkle and crunch the film and pull it back and stuff, anytime you do that, it's going to feed dirt back into the film, no matter how many times that you clean it. See, I got a towel on the side, my clay bar's over there. Ugh, and we gotta walk back. I'm gonna point this out and you guys will feel how long this takes every time I do it. Walking from one side of the car to the other is probably the thing that wastes the most amount of my time doing one of these things. Other than talking. What are some of your best tips to reduce contamination under the film? It's really just refine your installation. Oh yeah. So I'm down to my last roll of carpet shield, so I gotta go grab that too. This one's empty. That's my bad. I'm sure we'll go back for something else too. What's the chances that you'll sell a couple of feet? No. You can buy 50-foot rolls. I just don't sell a couple feet. You can go to Tint Zoom if you want to get GeoShield. OMG, I forgot about this. Oh, look, it's so much looser. That's awesome. We'll come back to you. It worked. It just took forever. All right, let's trade a couple of these out. I found tuck tape a bit sticky. Is Lowe's tape less sticky? Not really. It's acrylic adhesive. It's pretty grabby. Why would you want it to be? Well, I could understand wanting it to be less sticky. I don't know what would be in between there. Red tuck tape. I would use the white one too. They're probably just as sticky, the red and the white. I don't know if there's a sticky difference. I just grabbed the white one instead of the red more often than not because I liked it. I like the white color instead of the red. I asked a tint shop near me for 5 feet of ceramic. One of them asked for 200. Well, you're not a dealer. And a dealer doesn't really want to necessarily sell. Most don't really think that way. So one, they don't really know what to charge, and because they're a dealer, they don't really want to just sell film. They want to sell you a job. Go to Tint Zoom, and then you can order bulk pieces of geoceramic and stuff like that. That's how you can order quantities that small. But it would be an utter pain for any distributor to sell in 5-foot increments. So that's where you're gonna, like, you just have to, you could buy 50 feet for probably $200. Or buy a 24-inch roll or something, I don't know. And we wonder why people buy film off Amazon. But yeah, unfortunately, it's not very surprising. I want to get some film with my logo printed on it. Look into vinyl then. Just tint your back window and then do a vinyl logo on the outside. I don't know where I'd go for it, but... Best non-AutoZone decent quality film to buy for a beginner. Check out Tint Depot. Sun Distributing. Tint Depot. Check out those sites. You'll find some stuff. Does GeoShield print wraps? No. No, I don't know where to go for a logo. I would just Google it. Vinyl printing services and stuff shouldn't be too hard to find. But that's what you're going to want to look for. You're not going to be able to find it with window tinting. Window tint graphics are a lot like screen printing. So you have to get the individual colors, and then you have to cut them out individually and layer them. It's a big process, and it honestly doesn't stand out that well. So, like, it's cool for window tinters, but it's not much of a thing. Plus, nobody's really set up to do it because it doesn't make sense, because most people aren't like, just do a vinyl. I do like a big die cut. Tint Depot sold out. What are they sold out of? Oh, you car, you keep shutting off. Ring. Any tips on BMWs? The batteries and the electronics and the rack. I haven't had any problems with the BMW. Just an old 5 Series. I've had one problem with the BMW. Just Try not to have to tint your back window more than once. Throw a towel over it if you can, but there isn't a lot you can do to try and block off the water. Just be maybe a little conscious of how much you're spraying back there. But, you know, it's like kind of like a Tesla scare. I see people say like, oh, it's an electric car. Shouldn't I be worried? There's more systems and stuff. Not really. The only time to really be concerned is if you see lots and lots of people talking about one particular car. That's when you should really be concerned. Other than that, just do your regular safety measures. And you'll be fine. You're never going to be able to prevent 100% of issues. That's you chalk that up to the cost of doing business. That's why we have to make money. Overhead, possible problems. We need to pay for things. That's why we have a business too, is to also make a living. Have you done a Lucid Air yet? No. No, I saw Chicago Auto Pros walkthrough though. Looked pretty silly. It's like a Porsche Panamera. The side windows are goofy. I would not have a lot of fun doing that car. Back window's kind of snug. Yeah, it didn't look super fun. Panamera's like such a goofy window design. So they have dot matrix borders on the sides, and they do this old school thing with window tracks. So basically they build the frames wider, and there's like these guides that are just inside the windows and little dot borders, and then that's your window rolls up and down. So instead of like leaving the sides open, there's just tracks on both of them, and it's kind of goofy. So you have to tuck it just inside those little rubber seals and stuff. I don't know. I haven't tinted very many Porsches, but I would get a number of Panameras though. I don't know what it was with this shop in Panameras, but I tinted over the course of a summer, probably like 6 or 7 of them, which is more Panameras than I care for. Easy back window though. Little hatch. But the windshield on the Lucid is going to be like the Model X, or sorry, it was the Model, yeah, the Model X. I'm thinking. Can you upload the new X5? Really? The new one's difficult? I've always liked the X series. They've been so straightforward. The X5 is easier than the X3. But I haven't tinted one in a little while, so as soon as I get one, for sure. It's just kind of luck of the draw when I get, if I get when I/if I, then I can. I thought this one might be a little bit newer. You know, it was kind of funny. Too bad Sun Distribution only offers wraps for tint kegs. Or does, oh. So they don't do their printing though. They hire a print company. They just found one that's relatively local, so it's really quick for them to get. I don't know who they use. I forget who they use, but they would definitely tell somebody who they use. It's like, I don't know. When they place an order, they get all their wraps and stuff like next day. They use Signs 365. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Yeah, somebody mentioned them earlier. Look into them. There you go. Yep, I would use it for that recommendation alone. They get a lot of wraps, they need them relatively quickly, and they want those prints to be as on point as possible. Yeah, PNG image file. Probably. Just depends on their guidelines. They'll have a couple different file types that they accept. You're just going to want one that's you're going to want the resolution to be as high as possible. Or, sorry, the DPI. So resolution, whatever the size that they want the image they recommend, and then the DPI, that's the quality of the image for the size, like the pixel density. It has a transparent background. Well, so you're going to get it printed. The thing is, you're going to get your logo printed on a background. So you're going to have to pick your background color, whether you want it to be white or I don't know how they do it necessarily. It's possible that they've got a clear option. I mean, it's a sign thing, so. I'm talking out of my butt right now. But that's usually how it goes. That's how it goes with stickers and stuff. You pick the material you want it printed on, and then, yeah, with transparent background, PNG is definitely what you need. PNG or an AI. They have clear for sure. Cool. Well, there you go. All right, we got some doors done. Well, we almost have them done. We always have touch-ups to do, but we have tint on the windows, which is great. So next is going to be probably quarter windows and then back window. How many cars do you do a day? Lately it's been no more than a couple. Oh, it's K20. Yep, time to mint some Tint Studio NFTs. Yeah, they just launched their NFT marketplace. It's cool. It's already done had a lot of activity on it. I'm waiting for something big. I know the marketplace is big, but I'm waiting for a really big company to get involved with it too, to see Pokemon cards on there or something. But it's getting spicy, man. They're coming back swinging. Do you worry about the world as it is, this being a luxury? Do you worry about business ever? I think about shit like that. No, I think it's healthy. You need to have a very down-to-earth opinion about your own business. People don't need window tints. So I heard an interesting thing the other day. So I little farther back. I started tinting in like 2009. So that's like peak recession. That's like when the housing market crashed. Like 2007, 8. Started tinting in like 2008, 2009. And it was slow going, and I didn't really know all that was going on when it was going on. I was kind of oblivious. I do know my parents were going through really hard times, and they ended up losing their house. And then later I learned a good chunk of that was due to the adjustable rates and business taking a turn, housing market crash. They got tied up in oh my God, this stuff is strong. They got tied up in the crash, and that sucks a lot. So yeah, expect your business. I'd expect window tinting business on some level to slow down. I mean, right now, inflation is climbing. Gas prices are still high. Everything's more expensive. And as budgets tighten, you're not going to see as many people spend money on something like tint. But tinting businesses have been around for a long time. If it's set up smart, you can still weather it. There's no way to really say how hard any one business is going to be hit. So just try not to overextend yourself and, optimize your business any way that you can, like you always should. But there's no way it's just going to go away. There's always people making some money. There's always people getting stuff done. It's just we have a really unique set of circumstances right now. But one thing I'd argue that's really different about the way things are now versus before. Oh, come on. This needs to scrub off for me, please. So, what we didn't have during the last recession and market crash was as much people diversifying their incomes as much. Now you have like 60 different ways that you can make money online. You have to be scrappy, but people are making money a lot of different ways versus what they used to. So instead of just being more reliant on your entire income from one service, one job, one company, you can sell things a number of different ways. You can provide a number of different services different ways. And you can be pretty scrappy. And people are still probably have more ways now to make a collective income rather than just, oh shoot, I don't have a job anymore, I'm completely screwed. There are people that are going to be put in that position, but I don't think it's going to be, it's definitely not as many as before, but yeah, there's still going to be some serious problems going on, 100%. So rates go up, interest rates go up, banks don't loan as much money, so what you're going to see is, just not as many people being able to put stuff on credit. Banks are going to have to be more selective about it. There's just not going to be as much opportunity. Yep, this line right down here. Just This needs to soak a little bit more. Most everything else has come off finally. I'm glad I didn't have to whip out a razor blade. I would just try and like scrape in between some lines and get the majority off of it, but it seems like it's coming off. It's just taking a little while for it to soak in. But once it does, it loosens up finally and it'll come off. Just let it sit for a little bit. Let's see if we can cut out the, what do we need? We need a roll. Let's cut out some quarters. And we'll see the size of this back window. The tape you used, do you say it was house tape? Yeah, it's called house wrap tape. House wrap tape, sheathing tape. There's a bunch of different versions out there. The Lowe's version is just the, like, it's like $10 a roll. Some of them are like $12 or $15. But yeah, just search house wrap tape. Have you ever done a semi? Look straight forward like any other vehicle. Any tips? They're tall and the mirrors and stuff get in the way. I'm not a huge fan of doing semis, but I've done a handful. They just take longer. More ladder work and stuff. Used to work at a glass shop. Do you know the wires in the back window that heat slowly? We actually have that in the front windows for Mercedes called wiggle wire. It's sick. Yep. Yeah, that's cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they'll put it in like Range Rovers and stuff. Canon. I don't know how I feel about that too. So with Range Rovers, like if you look closer, you can see like the fine lines in the glass. I feel like I would be looking at that all the time when I'm driving. But in the wintertime, I would much appreciate it. Tinted an old ML with double seals yesterday by just watching your videos. Came out pretty good. Nice job. It was my first time ever. Good. That's super cool. Nice job, man. So what year is this? Whoa. That's a weird camera angle. This is a BMW. B is for BMW 5 Series, 4 Series. Probably 20 to 14. That's a pretty solid range for this one, I'd say. Oh, this isn't a 4 Series. This is an X4. My bad. 18 to 15. Okay, now we're whittling down a little bit more. This is probably it. I'm going to double check, though. $8.15. We got it. I'm not too bad at ballparking vehicles. So this is a 24. What can we do with a 24? You think a 24 will fit the back window? Look at that. I like it. Heck yeah. We can do everything on this thing with a 24-inch roll. There we go. So we'll do those. Should I cut out some extras? You should keep this stuff up. I will. I've been doing it for a little while at this point. I got a whole catalog of this. It's relaxing when everything goes well. There's some days it's not so fun. All right. But thank you. I appreciate that a lot. Let's see. So 63. Oh, you guys, I finally took somebody's advice and I wrote a couple numbers down for now. So 63, that's ceramic right now. So we're all set up for ceramic. relaxing to watch you work, not when I try and do it. That's fair. Hey, Uncle Matt. When did I become Uncle Matt? Today was the first time I did 2 cars in one day. Good job, man. That's awesome. Oh, no. That's when it became... Ouch. Oh, my... That hurts my soul. Did it put any... I'm just going to cut a little bit off. I don't think it did it, but... I didn't press an origin button, so that means it just dragged that blade all along the cut strip. Yep, right like that. Sometimes I catch that. Actually, that's the first time I've done it like that. All right, let's feed this back through. Now we're not having a fun time. So this plotter and the Workhorse 1, you've got to babysit these a little bit more. So if you hit the wrong button, like so, this is the origin button. Do you have to hit the origin button every time? Yes. You have to center it. So what the plotter measures is it knows how much it spins that motor to move that head. And it just uses those numbers. And when you shoot it across and say, this is your new start point, that's when it's going to start it there. It's going to be that way on every plotter, though. I just say like on the Workhorse 1 and the Workhorse 2 because some of them will set themselves up a little bit more. Actually, not just the Workhorse, a lot of inexpensive plotters. So there we go, it's cutting. So what we hope is I didn't just completely destroy the blade. It's the blade I want to swap out anyways, but I would like to just get through this car. So we'll see. But yeah, whenever you're digging into your cut strip, it's not a good thing. It's not a good feeling. But you tell, like the plotter doesn't know if you have a 24-inch roll or a 36 or a 40. So you put the rollers at the ends and then you kick the plotter head over and then you click enter. On most other plotters, or sorry, on like a Graphtec, let me just talk about what I know. On a Graphtec, it's a 1-button setup. So you put the pinch rollers on the sides, you load in your film, you clamp it down, and then you press boop. And then what it does is it spits that head across and it measures, it can identify where the rollers are, and then it tells you what size roll that you have. So that way when you go click cut, it already knows where the start of that film is. So you can see when you save some money on your plotter, you start to lose a couple of features. But when you just train yourself from the beginning to babysit it a little bit more, like it's not a bad thing. It's just it's an oopsie. Looks like our blade's still okay though, thankfully. There, that cut out good. So it wasn't a huge problem today, thankfully. But seeing it grind that blade against the cut strip is like, it's not good for the cut strip. It's not good for my sanity. It's not good for the job. Never heard of a Workhorse. That was 20 years ago. Maybe the Workhorse 3 will have that feature. Actually, yeah. They're working on... So what's cool about Plotter Depot is they are going ham right now on plotter tech. They're going to give Graphtec and Roland a real rude awakening in the window film space. So rollers at the proper positions, and they might have a one-button setup, and they're going to flip-flop a couple of menus and just basically all those little things that a tinter complains about. They're like all the plotter doesn't need to be more expensive. The plotter just has to be purpose-made. So you can make some of those tweaks, and now it's all of a sudden significantly better for window tinting. These are vinyl machines that you can tweak the settings just right and use them for window tinting, but it's not the best solution. They also don't cost a bunch of money. But since they have, they're having a lot of fun with plotters, so they're getting their own special made, and all those things that I was complaining about, they're gonna fix, which is cool. I mean, because the staples have always been like Graph Tech, Roland, and you heard Jaguar coming out. Plotters for the longest time have been like such an expensive thing, and no company has really gone out of their way to make one accommodate window tinting. So it's super cool to see a company come along and then do that. But it's going to be a little while before it's here. But I'm waiting for it. The new Audi front door windows are a bit hard to reach in the front. Any tips? Hard to reach corners. Roll the windows down a little bit farther. But yeah, it's not exactly like Jag is the same way. They have very rounded. Jag and some Range Rovers, they round this area a lot. Like these are not bad. They're a little rounded up here, but then you get into some of those other ones and they're like super rounded, where that whole gasket thing comes like out to here. I always flush it as much as I can, spray some extra water there, roll the window down a little bit farther if you can, and just press against the glass as you're trying to tuck it in there. Definitely not a super fun window to do. Cross your fingers. The short corner. The long corner is annoying too. So on the shorter side of it, I mean, obviously you can't roll your window down as much to try and tuck it into that space. It's where two-staging becomes way more difficult. It's where somebody's going to tell you just pull the seal and bottom load. I would do that on like a Lexus, honestly. On the Audi, I think I know I've done a brand new A4. That was not super fun for me to do. They have gotten more difficult. Cut your sides a little slim, and same thing for the bottom. Don't tuck too terribly much into the bottom. Those will make it just a little bit easier. Why do I put a coffee in front of the text? That doesn't make any sense. What about the XPEL Easy Tint tool? The XPEL Tint tool wasn't my jam. It's like a thick food tray. It's an interesting idea. I don't think it's going to be great for cars with tighter seals, and that's where something like that, I would expect you to really need it for something like that. But I didn't use it for, I didn't use it a lot at all. I got my hands on one, I played around with it on a couple cars, and I just had such a headache. Like, I felt really weird trying to tuck that into the seal, because it's a metal tray with paint protection film on it. You're like really cramming it in there up against the window. But when you get it slotted in, you then push down on it. It's supposed to free up the seal. I don't think it's really a like, some people like it, and some people aren't gonna like it. I think a better thing, like, if you don't like, so I use the shank for everything, but the shank is a little slim tool that I can keep in my pouch and do this. I think literally taking something along the lines of like a paint spreader and bending it, I think Rodney has something like that, where it's just a slim handled metal thing, thinner, slides in there, and you can pull back on the sections that you want. You're not necessarily bottom loading a window with it. But that to me is a pretty decent option. There's like, God, what was it? This isn't quite it. This isn't what I'm talking about. I picked up one of these things. This is a little thinner. The idea here is pretty cool. Be careful of these screws against the panel. So this is a little bit thinner on metal. I just would want it maybe not quite as wide. But so the idea is like you tuck this. Some people might like this width. You tuck this into the seal, and then you pull this back, and then you can slide the film or slide your seal back. And it just kind of keeps your hand out of the way as you're moving back and forth with it. And you get a little bit more pull, where the shank stays upright and kind of is in your way a little bit, but you can bend this down far enough, in my opinion, that it... So, just a couple of different options there. I would use something like this over like a really big wide one. I just think if you're really going to bottom load most panels, you're probably going to want to take the seals out. How's the lighting coming along? Oh, man, funny you asked that, because literally yesterday, those 4 lights up there, I finally ran an extension over there so it's on a different circuit. I just left it plugged in there for the longest time. But it's all good now. Everything's great. Still have to figure out where to run all the extensions for the classes. Like, we throw some over there, we throw some over here, and everything works out for the most part. I need to have something a little bit more consistent, but damn. Oh no, it's just a little short.
Oh, yeah.
We'll do something with that.
Okay.
That's fine. Probably, I don't know exactly what, like a real slim patch or something, we can probably do that and touch it up. Because that is going to bug me a little bit with how clean everything. Look how good that looks. It looks so nice. Dude, what a difference. Oh, and a couple of painted areas too. Or is that the glue?
Yeah, that's the glue.
Oh, okay. We'll just paint over that once that dries. That's fine.
Yeah.
Damn, this is turning out nice. Oh, that looks so... Dude, what a difference. That looks so much cleaner. It really changes the space. It doesn't look like dirty warehouse anymore. Nice job. Yeah, once you finish up that one, yeah, do that stretch too next. The one by the bathroom. And then we'll figure out how to go around that corner and stuff.
Okay.
But...
I practiced one of them, like, to do the cut thing. I practiced on that one with the garbage piece.
Yeah.
So,
Did it go okay? I mean, if you can do it, if you think you can do a halfway decent job, just go for it then. That's fine. I tried it and it was like, I don't know. On that one, we can put a couple nails in the wall if it's like just kind of pulling off of the sides. But we couldn't do it the same on the concrete one.
Okay.
But yeah, just do the best you can. It's looking good.
Okay.
Heck yeah. I like that so much better. Oh, it was such a good choice. Yeah, once all that's done, oh, it's gonna look so clean. I don't want to do bottom loading. Uncle Matt teaches me that it's too much of a hassle. Too much of a hassle off. So the too much Hasselhoff. I hear you, man. So so bottom loading, like it's very much a personal preference. I think, like, if you don't necessarily need to come from this background, but if you are more inclined to just take things apart and put them back together, then bottom loading is going to make the window tinting portion of it easier for you. It really is. I like to leave things intact, and I learned how to do things this way. So it's a very much a pick your own path decision that you have to make. And there's no wrong answer. There's just, okay, I'm increasing my liability by taking stuff apart, because now every door is taken apart and they have to go back together. So if somebody says, hey, my door rattles or something, that's then, oh yeah, I took it apart, I gotta figure out why it's rattling now. You're gonna have to work through some of that. There's also, you know, if people hear of it, some are a little apprehensive, like I got a brand new car, I don't want this guy taking apart my car. There's gonna be a little bit of that too. But the flip side of it is when you make a name for yourself, most people aren't gonna care. That's just how you do it. And if somebody comes to you and doesn't want you to take apart their car, okay, well then they can take their car somewhere else. Sorry, that's how I do them. Like, you're gonna have the reasons you tint a car the way you do, and that's okay. I don't get every client. There's people that don't like my pricing, or they don't like that they have to wait a few days to get their car in here or something like that. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not looking to get every car either. Finally, all that came off. There might be a little bit of residue behind. Yeah, just a little bit. But that came pretty clean. Good. So those two things is very much a pick your own path. Whichever one you feel is better for you, just go for it. I'm definitely not going to give you any crap for doing it. So, I mean, I'm at the point where most seals aren't that hard to tuck film into. So the ones that are easy to take out also are easy for me to tint. That's also why I continue to keep doing things this way. Okay, somebody was asking about the lighting setup. It's kind of a mishmash of lighting. So there were these rectangle high bay lights that were already in here. They're like 50, actually I think they're a little warmer. I think they're like 4,000, 4,500. And then I had T5 ballasts from home that I brought over here. No, it's mishmash. So I took I took 4 T5 setups from home, and then I put the high bay lights over there. So what I wasn't sure is this diffuser, you can change the softness by raising and lowering it and getting it that right amount of distance from those lights. So what I would do is probably raise those lights up a little bit more, pull up the diffuser just a little bit higher. But this is a pretty good balance for where it's at, and it's okay with most vehicle heights. And then when I was doing the classes, I just bought these circle high bay ones. And these ones are actually really good, but I would have them spaced apart like 5-6 feet, and then you're just gonna need a lot of them. And it does a really good job of brightening up the space. I wanna get some more. I honestly wanna fill out that area a little bit better, and maybe one over there, just kind of like a couple along the back wall, a couple where that garage will lift up, and maybe one here, and that should fill it out a little bit better. So probably another 8. Would you upload a bottom load tutorial? There's a lot of them in the Facebook groups. People that actually do it. The bottom loading tutorial is literally like 90% of it is taking the seal and the door out, and the rest is you peel it and you drop the whole pattern in the window, and that's it. Like it's really straightforward. So maybe someday, but it's not what I typically ever do. So there just isn't much opportunity to even show it. It just doesn't make much sense. All right, well, this will be interesting. What do we do? I can probably tuck this in. The only thing I don't like about this paneling is how stiff it is. I don't want to crack something, but I'm pretty sure you can just pop this off. It'll probably be your regular like BMW side clips, and then the whole thing will drop off. I'm just a little nervous. When you get into some things that are a little aged in stiff plastic, it's either gonna pop loose or it's gonna crack. I could do this without removing it though. There's enough gap here. So you could take like a push stick. I'm gonna hold off on this for now. Yep, that's what it is. Okay, there we go. Yep, what I say, clips, then these. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. That one's really in there. There's one. And then there is 2. Ta-da! Yeah, definitely enough space to do it without doing that, but hey, we started getting close enough. So those sounds, like, okay, so this is old enough. You hear that? It's just a stiff, hard, old panel, and when it's baking out in the sun for long enough, things get weathered and plastics start to become brittle. So when you have solid push clips holding it in, and you have to literally like crank on it to get it to pop off, that's where accidents happen. Why don't I like to take most things apart? Was that worth it? Not really. We just kept, like, I felt like it was okay. And it was. But I was definitely a little bit nervous on that one. Taking apart enough BMW stuff, though. It's got that same BMW brake light. I've never taken a panel off without breaking the clips. Yeah, I've definitely broken some, and you're usually okay with just putting it back up how it was. There can be like 10 clips, and you might break 1 or 2 of them. It's still gonna hold in most things fine. But yeah, you'd wanna have a backup on the clips, that's for sure. I know you can order like clips, like a whole clip tray, and have spares and of quite a few different makes and models and stuff. It's hard to get the right size clip. Yeah. I like the soft, consistent light like you have. How much was that cloth? So I think it was called a Matthews diffuser, 20 by 20. I found it off of a blog, but it was like a link to like B&H Photo or something. I bought a tray of those clips and was able to use very little of them. Okay, sounds about right then. So the diffuser was kind of a crazy situation. The problem with this place is that my ceilings are dark. So what I did first was I put a bunch of bright light immediately over this spot. And then I turned on my lights and I'm like, all right, it's brighter, but I can't see what I'm doing any better. So then I started paying attention to other channels, and just whenever I saw somebody have a really nice garage and you could see everything really well, what made that look good? And it was typically bright surfaces that would reflect the light off of. So some of them had white ceilings as well, and that wasn't going to happen. Unfortunately, no white ceiling. So, you know, it is what it is. I just had the weirdest realization. I went right into cleaning it, but I don't think I have a pattern ready for it. I have quarter windows. What have I been doing this whole time? No, I've been cleaning off that glue. That's what I've been doing. But it's ready for tint. Jack, paint the ceiling white. I told him probably not. You should try LED strips, where I have them. So I have these LED bars that go along the whole outside of it. Does windshield tint have any negative effects on a heads-up display? No, not at all. On a heads-up display, you'll be totally fine. So it reflects off of the glass, and when you put tint there, it's essentially like the same as the glass. Sometimes there'll be like a special film that they put in the middle in that area, but I've never seen it affect a heads-up display negatively. You can tint it, it'll be totally fine. Okay, so let's cut this. Let's cut a back window. I remember putting it in the software, and then I guess I just never did anything with it. Weird. Okay. Oh yeah, we were looking at the brake light, and then we took it off, and then we just started cleaning it all. Jack paint the ceiling white. It would... Oh, man, I don't know how much it would cost to have somebody come in here and spray the entire ceiling. I'm guessing that would be expensive. No, I got distracted with the glue. There was the glue there and a couple other little things. Do a drop ceiling? I think that would be more expensive than painting it white. Okay, but if I did a drop ceiling, I would do my lighting completely different. I would go full on bat cave. So what you do is you do a drop ceiling, and then you do lighting above. You change the panels from drop lighting, or from just the standard drop ceiling, into the white translucent panels, and then you put lighting all above it, like LED strips and stuff, and then you go full bat cave. Go to Unbox Therapy's channel. There was another channel that I saw do it, and I really wanted to do it, and then I saw Unbox Therapy when he moved to a new studio. He did that. He's in a big garage tunnel, and the whole thing is just lit up like crazy from that ceiling. Like, and it's all, he went above and beyond with RGB stuff, so it's super cool. That was my dream lighting setup. I would love to do that. Way expensive though. Maybe if we get a ton of money and then we do a full garage build out, that's the way I would do the ceiling. I don't think that's gonna happen probably ever. If you need an extra keg, send it to me instead of paying back Taco Bell food. Wait, what? You could write it off on taxes. Writing stuff off on taxes doesn't mean it's free. I know how that works. If there's extra money to blow, you can spend it on the business and like write it off on your taxes, yeah. So it's better to spend money by the end of the year. I get that. But it doesn't mean it's free. Shit costs money, man. Oh my God, what a difference. That trim looks so good. That's cool. I like that you actually wrap the inside. That looks good. You should take one small piece and put it on the edge, I think.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it would look good with just one more piece there. That looks sweet, man.
Awesome.
Nice job. Hell yeah. That looks so much better. Heck yeah. Clean. Now I gotta not ruin it. I gotta not ruin it by not leaving a bunch of stuff sitting out. Your old 5-gallon tint keg? Yeah, we gave it away. That's already... Sun Distributing came and took it and gave it away. I do have my original R2-D2 little 3-gallon one sitting right there, though. That was my first keg. That was before tint keg was a thing. They were just sprayers for window tinting. That's what I like to see about tools and stuff in this field. You can't get rid of your first tint keg? Yeah, I don't really want to. I don't use it for anything. Kind of just sits there. But I like it. You know what's really funny is, so Rick, the maker of Tint Keg, he saw my little R2-D2 can, and you know what he said? He said, "That's stupid." And he had a bug sprayer at the time, or one of those like weed sprayers. He had like a 3-gallon weed sprayer that he outfitted that he would take around. And he saw one of those and thought it was overkill. And now look where he is. So I keep that as a reminder for that. Now he sells them, exactly. He became a super keg nerd. I always wondered what kind of an audience there even was for him. I was like, yeah, they'll probably, like, you'll sell quite a few, and then you'll sell them to all the tinners, and then that'll be it. I mean, they're indestructible, and nope, they're still selling more than ever. It's kind of crazy. When he stole the idea. Oh, I've talked to him about that a little bit before. He comes around. He's pretty objective about things. Same thing with the torch. We both thought the torch was overkill. And then he, like, you know, he's tinting for forever. And when you're tinting forever, like, you feel like you've seen it all. But the thing is, you gotta keep an open mind. I got that way too. Where it's just, you just don't have much of an open mind about things anymore. But you gotta try and train yourself out of that thought, because that's when somebody will come along with a method or a tool or something you didn't think of, and it'll friggin' change your life. But yeah. No, he showed me, if anything, how much more business there was in window tinting than I really even gave credit for. Because, I mean, at face value, when you look at a keg, like, how many tinters are there really? And so, like, okay, selling kegs, like, when I order a tint keg, it's like, yeah, you might outfit a shop. So you might buy more than one. And at the most, one person is probably going to buy two, but most people are just going to buy one. And it's not gonna break. The thing is a tank, literally a tank. And so what was just really surprising was it was like, you know, they were selling 1, then they were selling 2, then they were selling 10, and then it's just, you know, sales would drop down some, and then they would pick back up, and then it's like they would stay steady higher than they were before. They move quite a few. And that's cool to see that they're able to, like, you know, that business makes sense. But I wouldn't want to get into it myself. Same thing with window film. I feel like I would hate window film if I sold window film. I don't want to do it. I don't want to deal with fulfillment. That'll kill me. Now there's a whole Pimp My Keg site. Yeah, it's super cool. We don't have many things like that. I mean, just like any business, it's like people like some personalization. People that are doing well like to spend money on things that they do. Like, you know, when you're a mechanic, how much money are you going to spend in just your toolbox? Do you need to? No, but it's awesome, so you do it. It's like, it's your thing. And we, like, as window tinters, we don't have many of those things. We don't, it doesn't make sense for us to carry really high-end tools unless we're going to use them. And then with tinting, it's like you can buy all the squeegees, but there's only going to be a handful that you actually use. So like kegs is one of those few things that you can max out and customize, and it's really like a showpiece and just something that you're going to use every day. It's cool. I spent $300 on tint tools already. And honestly, you're not going to have to necessarily, like, over time you'll spend more. But what's crazy is that you can spend $300 on tint tools and have basically everything. You can definitely have everything that you need. And then if you want doubles and triples of stuff, then yeah, you're going to spend a little bit more. But you would spend $400 or $500 on one impact for a toolbox. Like, that's nothing as a mechanic. Tinting is very cheap in comparison. It's nothing as an electrician. Oh yeah, it's nothing as like so many fields. Like you want to be a carpenter, electrician, anything that requires specialty tools and stuff. We need some squeegees. That's what we need. Some squeegees and some knives. And we're good to go. Uh-oh. There we go. It's hard to, just gotta get that tacked up in one spot so it's not gonna shift and then squeegee it out. Did I squeegee this one? Oh, I did. Okay, that's good. I say electrician because it's my trade, but I have so many tools for carpentry. Carpentry and plumbing. Ooh, I can only imagine. Good God. Yep, we got it. Window tinting has it easy. Like I say, oh, $30 on a handle, that's expensive. Because it's a handle, and it seems like it is, kind of, but not really. Not with how much you actually use the thing. Tinting's relaxing. Yeah. You'll have those days where you just want to throw film and all your tools against the wall, out the door, just ruin everything. You'll always have those days. But overall, I tint a car, my hands stay pretty clean. I'm not crawling under the car. Yeah, really, the most we have to do is crawl into the back of the car. Yep. There's a lot to like. There's a whole lot to like about window tinting in comparison to a lot of things, a lot of trades. So where tinting gets you is it's incredibly frustrating to learn, and it's all about the nitpicky little details. Where if I'm fixing a car, you know, I can take a step back. If I'm trying to get a stubborn bolt off or diagnose something or whatnot, like, but tinting is like you're just trying to put a sticker on a window very clean. And so what'll be really frustrating is feeling like, you know, going through all this effort to make it really clean, doing everything you can, and you care a lot about it, and then all of a sudden it still looks like shit. And you're like, what the hell? And you go through that like 50 times, and you're like, all right, I'm done. That'll drive you crazy. But I still take that over a lot of other options. Oh, that's what's wrong. Oh, my bad. Whoops. Really? Okay, all right. Round two. This needs to be under there, and then... Aha! Got it.
Mike
Super.
Hobbs super chatted $5. Looks like I missed most of the stream. Better late than never.
There goes the clip. No, clip's fine. I was actually pretty surprised they stayed in okay. Mike with the 5. Yes, you did. But it's good to have you. Thank you. Beamer looking good. Nice job. Thank you. Yeah, he just went very dark. We did 5 ceramic on everything. That's good. We got a little bit of touch up to do. A heat gun on both sides. Hoses on the front. So far, that's worked out pretty well. You know, I'll be back for a windshield. I don't know. He was walking out and he came back and he was like, "How much for the windshield?" Okay, never mind. I honestly didn't think he was going to get ceramic. Well, with 5 on everything, I would think he'd do like 35 on the windshield, but he was asking about state laws and stuff too, and he still ended up doing 5%. I mean, I'd argue just even with 5, if you do 5 on all the sides and nothing on the windshield, that creates like a weird glare situation for you. You have a lot of glare coming in through your windshield, and everything's nice and cozy on the sides, so all of a sudden your windshield, regardless of what film type, became pretty uncomfortable. But there's a lot of people that limo the sides because they want to go dark, and they don't take the windshield into consideration very much. The windshield is a big part of making your vehicle darker. So you can if you want to, but you don't necessarily have to go very dark on the sides, and then so you do like a medium shade on the sides, and you do what is then considered like a darker shade on the windshield, and then it makes everything look dark. Oh, I need to go get my rags over there. I left them downstairs. They're probably still in the wash. Oh my God, what happened there? Oh, look at that. Jesus, I got some pretty bad tint cuts today. I don't even know when that happened. This is, I've been playing around with cleaning glass a little bit. This is mostly rubbing alcohol. So right now on my hands it stings. I like that spray weight glass cleaner. I haven't tried the invisible glass stuff, but I've heard good things about it. And then I saw a video the other day that said alcohol-based glass cleaning solution. And honestly, right before that, I had a bunch of rubbing alcohol laying around, and I was mixing it with water and a little bit of dish soap. Like just a touch of dish soap. But seriously, just like rubbing alcohol to help clean all the windows, it's about as streak-free as you can get. I just sprayed onto the rag, not on the panels and stuff. So the only reason I did Dawn was because it's also a degreaser. So if your glass is a little greasy, it works really well too. There's that. We'll have to put that back. Ew, there's like peanut butter there. I have sprayway right now. I like the sprayway in a can. I tried the bottle stuff and I swear it's not the same. But yeah, sprayway's really good. But then I just started messing around with some other stuff too. I was just curious. There's another one. No. For a little while, I was seeing those trigger sprayer cans. I like that because that was convenient. I find invisible glass doesn't wipe off as cleanly. Really? Well, that's good to know. I saw that it was like they said alcohol-based glass cleaning solution, and I was like, oh, well, that sounds like, after what I was playing around with, that sounds like a good idea. So I don't know all the different ways to make glass cleaner, but I'm assuming you have like ammonia-based glass cleaners, alcohol-based glass cleaners, and there's probably a couple different other ways to do it. But this bottle right here, right now this is, oh wait, the other one. It's nothing more than water and a fair amount of rubbing alcohol, and then I don't know if I put soap in that one or not. Honestly, just water and rubbing alcohol. I'll tell you though, my hands feel a little dry. Shit looks clean though. I don't know. Out of all the years I've been in window tinting, I've never really dived into the glass cleaning world. I don't know why. I just never did. I always wipe things down with my spray tank. Damn. Look at that. I've been using this stuff I've mixed with... Oh, yeah. Your slip solution can work fine as a cleaner, too. It's just a little greasy in comparison. Like, so if there's a lot of soap in it, especially baby shampoo, it's just going to be a little bit more greasy. So that's why I was getting into, like, a couple other things. Like, Dawn's a degreaser, though. Dawn will clean it off pretty well. So I do that on my glasses. You know, like my glasses will get real smudgy and they'll start to get greasy. So you take just a little bit of dish soap, run your glasses under warm water, and you can feel the lenses all of a sudden, like your fingers start to stick to your lenses because all the grease is taken off. So that's why I was using just a tinge of little dish soap with it too, but I was mainly messing around with the alcohol and water. Damn, look at that. That looks sweet. I love the black wheels. It looks really good. You should be happy with this. Canon. If you had Rick, would have a glass product for sale too. I don't want to get into liquids though. I would assume he's got some type of glass cleaner for sale, but ooh, GME going up today. They launched their marketplace today. Shit's getting real serious. I talked about it last year. I'm still in it. Look at that. Oh my God. You guys, you see? See how clean that shit is back there too? Oh, hang on. Hang on, I'm gonna move those. GoPro. All right, I'm gonna move these tires this way quick. I'm gonna have to put them back when I move the car out of the way. I just wanna get a nice clean shot of the wall. I don't know, just these few things, because the car kind of blocks it from the angle. You can leave that stuff there, that's fine. It's mostly like, it was just from like this area. I was just wanting to move the tires really quick and look at the same thing. Yeah, I wanted to see what it looks like. Damn, that looks clean. Canon. Oh, I didn't move it quite over enough. Look at that. It looks so much better. Look at how clean that area looks now. That's finally all freshened up, and we're going to get all the shit moved. It's going to look nice and just open. I like it a lot. I gotta figure, so I did want to put some lettering up there. Maybe I can put Detroit Tint Studio in here. This is an electrical line that we can't do anything with. And then this is a metal pole that sticks out. So I wasn't quite sure what to do, but I might do something with it. I don't know. Can I share my Tint Keg logo I made with you? I'd like your feedback. Yeah, post it on the Facebook group, and then I can look at it. The window tint stuff group on Facebook is where you can share that kind of stuff. Because, like, unfortunately, links and stuff are automatically declined, I think. I don't have any control over that, but it's to prevent spam. But yeah, if you can post it in the Facebook group, we can take a look. I like to see that car, how it looks outside. I don't have Facebook. Oh, well, you got to get it. That's where the group is. It's just a PNG image. Yeah, I don't know how else to look at it. So this is the Facebook group. We just hit 50,000 people here the other day, which is just insane. So this is where everybody shares pictures, asks for help, shows unfortunate work problems. God, there's one here, there's a burn here. Yeah, lots of people sharing just where they're tinting, asking questions. These wonderful things, oh, good Lord. I think we're in trouble now. And look, there I am. How about that? But yeah, the Facebook group is awesome. It's the only thing I do on Facebook. Oh my God, that monitor is driving me crazy. Every time I hit that key, it pops up. I'm guessing that's F1. Yeah, F1 does that. Good Lord. Good stuff. Window bandyhose. Yeah, so I actually looked into those, like temporary tinting solutions. That's one of the reasons that I even did that video on the static cling stuff. I was going to do something else, like temporary tinting solutions. Because I'll tell you, when you have kids and you're trying to figure out what to tint the back windows, you want to block glare, but later in the evening, sometimes you like them to be able to see out of the windows too. So like that's where those screens and stuff are actually kind of helpful. Where do you buy the Velcro scrub pad? I'll show you. Mosey over to here, Sun Distributing. Click on search and search scrub. And look at that. The scrub it. And you can get replacement pads for it too. Man, I tell them this all the time. They just need to fix their pictures. This is too little and this is goofy. Use Twitter for crypto. It's huge getting early news. Otherwise, yeah, any forum groups around around any particular stock or something. Reddit's a good one too. Not just like Wall Street bets, which is just hilarious, but actual dedicated forum groups to any particular thing. That's where like you can't rely on news. You gotta talk to the people that have their ear to the ground, or listen and see what they're discussing. Because this GameStop rise is like, finally. Been following that one for over a year now at this point. What's a replacement for scrub? You can use Scotch scrub pads. Just make sure that they're the blue ones that say scratch free. Those you can usually find locally. Don't use this. So this is score pads. If anybody uses this shit, it literally says score pads right on it or whatever. Like this will scratch the fuck out of your windows. Don't do that. The blue ones though, non-scratch, those will be okay. I've used a pack of those. I don't think they're any better though. I like the Scrubbits. These are my favorite. Oh my God, what is going on? Welcome. You want to see a sad thing? Look how much more expensive the hybrid has gotten. The 5-inch blade starts at almost $20 now. I remember when it was $17 like 3 months ago. Now it's almost $20. This is my favorite squeegee blade though. Oh my God, the 8-inch is $32. But it's still cheaper than buying mechanic tools, so hey. It's just when you get into a squeegee blade. I'm gonna have to pick up a couple 8-inch. My entire adult life, I went without using steel wool for dishes. Tried them a few weeks ago. Oh my God, I feel so dumb. The right scrubber for the job. Sometimes the scrub daddies just don't cut it. Is there anything? Oh, you know what would be good? Am I logged in? No, I'm not. Okay, good. So it's Prime Day. Cord reels. Like, this should, Prime Day deal. See, this would be a good day for me to buy something like a cord reel or whatnot. Those things that I don't need a staple name brand for. With smart plug. What the hell is a smart plug? Does that mean like it's an Alexa controlled smart plug? Oh, this has an automatic rewind. Oh, we could be all types of bougie. Extension cord smart plug. Where's the video? Do you guys got a video of this? Voice activated Wi-Fi connection, remotely controlled. Oh my God, what a meme. But very fun. Would be, Here's what I would do. Oh my God, I hate that button. I gotta kill it. I'm gonna just take it off my computer. Okay. So what would be this? So if I gotta get rid of this, what I would do is I would have these things up in the ceiling, and then I would say heat gun, and then it would literally drop my heat guns down to a usable level. That's what I would do. And then it wouldn't work most of the time. And then I'm sitting there yelling heat gun, waiting for my heat guns to drop down, and they're just too high now. The other thing I don't like too is that it's the wide triple plug. I get why they do it. I hate it though. It's bulky. It's just annoying. So I'd want to cut it off, but then you're kind of killing your whole reel here. It makes no sense. I want to see this though. You've already talked yourself? Not necessarily. It's like, I'm on the fence there. Oh, look at that. Linus doing Prime Day. That's good. No, this is just a scrolly image. I want to see somebody actually using this thing. They didn't even have a video. How do I know if it's any good? Is that this one? That's this one. This is the only video. Because they didn't even have a video on the listing. This is a very, like, you should have a video on this product. Mm-hmm. Should have something similar for a water hose. So then you just say, like, something and it drops both your extension cords and your water lines down. Oh my God, that button's driving me crazy. So it's reeling. Okay. I mean, it's a fun idea. It's totally pointless. I don't need it, but it's a fun idea. Voice control. My oven is going to be voice controlled. But yeah, really the only thing that's kind of killing me is that I have a diffuser immediately overhead. This one looks like the other one. This is... Oh yeah, this is super handy cord reel. Smart plug, Alexa enabled. Yeah, I'd have to mount them above the diffuser and I'd have to do something. It doesn't necessarily make sense. But a lot of the things I do here doesn't necessarily make sense either. All right. How about heat guns? Are heat guns any cheaper? What do we buy on Amazon? Why do they still have the old Wagners? These are the old Wagners. I don't think I'd buy anything else. Uh-oh. Blades? Antique clutter. Knives don't look like they're on sale. Oh, I just blocked the spam on YouTube. They're on everybody's channel. You just see them, and then you block them when they pop up. Those are the old style. So this is the old style Wagner guns, and it is a prime deal. I mean, they're fine. We used these before the new ones came out. They're good. They're just last gen. I don't know if that really mattered. Oh, this one's the new one. Sorry, I missed it. Whoa, they got all of them on here. This one has a bunch of features that you're not going to use. This is the one that I use. And then this was what they used to look like. So you can save. Really? They're 20. Oh, wait, no, they're $25. Oh, okay, yeah, it's not really worth it. I like these a little better than the old models anyways. The old models start spitting fire. The new ones will spontaneously combust too, but for me, they've been better. All right, what do we do? Heat guns, blades, knives. Those are what I buy. Towels, maybe. What other shit for the shop do we actually need to buy? Cord reels. So the only thing is like, like a water hose reel. That'd be interesting if I could make that work for the kegs. But I don't want to use like a garden hose. I'm not going to use a garden hose thickness. Forget that. But then you'd have like the electrical reels. What now? I'll move you guys over here. You think the heat gun cordless was worth it? No. No, those are, unfortunately, they suck a lot. They're not powerful. Yeah, I know the cord reels can swing side to side and stuff. They're like, you can mount them in a variety of different ways and stuff. Yeah, I've used cord reels for years. I'm just not sure what the best place to put one other than the ceiling. I would put them on the ceiling. I don't think I can. What was it? Battery, heat gun, basically, right? Yeah, so like the cordless, oh my God, I hate it. Oh shit. Let's pull that window back up, Chrome Home Pro. There we go. Oh wow, we went all the way back. Cordless heaty gun. There we go. Yeah, F1 keeps getting hit all the time. I moved my monitors a little bit and I didn't realize that would be a thing. So the problem is just power. So on a cheap heat gun, you have AC power, and it's just got a lot more juice. On the batteries, the battery packs just aren't as strong as an outlet is. So they'll get hot, but it doesn't get near as hot as you want for window tinting. So it's just really slow. And it's a small window of heat there. It's just not worth it. It's cool to have a cordless one, but if you're going to go cordless, you might as well do a torch. A torch will be your cordless heat gun. It's just kind of extreme in the other direction. Pro lock extension cords. Why is this so big now? Oh, interesting. Sign 365 wouldn't improve me to access their site. That makes no sense. I don't know. Is it for businesses only or something? This is why the Facebook groups are really helpful too. Because all these like specialty things, you get feedback from a lot of people. You can post link, you can post pictures, you can get a lot of help. Join the Facebook group. I just can't. The Facebook group sucks on every other platform. So, Pro lock extension cords with a car wash boom. I don't think I'm gonna get a car wash boom. Okay, I was trying to see this. This boom pulled installed. I literally just saw this and I was trying to skip to the part where they were talking about it. I probably should watch it and then I'd know more about it. But they were running like lines and stuff all through the garage. Maybe it was just at the beginning. I feel like it would be somewhere else in here too. He went and got parts. You talk about the parts. I just didn't have time to watch most of this video yet. I'm curious. Oh, he's going to talk about it more. Okay. Then he goes and gets more parts. Oh, shit's happening. I don't have an LLC, so I probably was looking for an EIN number and an LLC. Gotcha. Oh, there it is. Oh, this is... Oh, my God. Okay. So this is going to feed water through there, and then they'll be able to walk around it with, like, the hose extension and stuff like that. That makes even less sense for... Or that one makes less sense for me, because, like, the whole problem was I can't mount anything immediately above it, especially in the dead center. That is cool, though. So then they're going to run the water. I didn't think they were going to do that. And then they'll run the water lines down rather than drag it across the floor. Wow. That's cool. You guys should see this build that they're doing. Tetherball. Oh, that's why I missed it. Okay, I remember now. That's cool. I'll have to go back and listen to that part. So this is most of the garage that they were currently working on finished. I'll move this over here. I thought it was full screen. It's not. Oh, I can make it that way. So I always really like looking at setups like this because I like going in this direction for what I do. And I don't need a pressure washing setup, but I would love a super clean spot to put the tank. And then the hoses run where they're supposed to go. And then you have a couple of well-placed extension cord reels with the heat guns on them. And then dress up the rest of the space. I think that it would be awesome. But what I noticed is, like, when you're washing a car, you can drag that down. You can drag it around the car. That's fine. But for tinting, you know, you're constantly walking back and forth. I just want to leave one setup on one side, one setup on the other, split those hoses like I have now. Dang. Looks nice. They did such a nice job on this place. And there isn't even a lot here. You have nice floors, nice lighting, clean walls, and like an accent storage cabinet setup. Like, that looks super cool. Not a lot to it. Just expensive. And look at these cord reels. Look at how high these are. These are just split off of these tubes. So one is going to be an air hose, and the other one's going to be an electrical hose. And then they just got them split off. What about a coil hose, the stretchy ones? Those are kind of helpful. If you can just mount them right. I would just have to have them, again, on like a boom arm or something, and they'd like stretch out. And then you could like dangle them down, use them, and then hook them back up and kind of swing them out of your way. It's not a bad way to do it. The whole problem is that makes so much more sense just dropping it down from the ceiling. And I just don't have a ceiling I can do that with. The ceiling is my lighting. But I'm jealous here because, as you can see, they've got nice bright white ceilings. and the lighting right above it. So it all together kind of acts like it creates a little bit of a soft glow. It helps reflections, and then they also have the sharp lines from the lights. It's a clean look, and you can see everything. I don't have that luxury. I wonder if you could do 4 quick disconnects, 1 on each quarter, move around to the shop so you can quick disconnect to each side. You probably could. I saw a guy, he did like hard water lines, ran it from a tank. That was an interesting way to do it. Got my glass aid 2 days ago, thanks. Oh, you're welcome. Hope you like it. So the thing is, for this setup, I mean, I can run the water lines wherever I want off of the keg. I just got to figure out where is a good place to put them, because right now I just have them running along the floor. I would just get longer hoses and figure out where to put them. I still like hanging them up there. So that part isn't like the biggest problem. I think it's more electrical lines and figuring out like, okay, if I'm going to have extension cords running from somewhere, where am I also going to have the extension cords running from that isn't going to get in the way of the water line? So where is the best place to put them? And from there, we've kind of gone into a tangent on boom poles and voice-activated reels and stuff. It's fun. I don't think I need to do anything too crazy, though. I'm a little surprised with how high they put these reels up here. Because they're not ceiling mounted, they're wall mounted still. They're just high up. So I guess that's still pretty nice, huh? So you just pull the reel down when you want it, and then you tuck it up out of the way. But this is also like, this isn't necessarily like a complete work garage, although it can function that way. So I get like putting it up out of the way. I don't know. So like, what's cool about this though is I could literally have like my keg filling station and stuff like that with like my soaps next to it. I don't know. There's just a bunch of little ways that you can look at this. It's cool. I like what they did with the space a lot. I'm always looking at other people's setups and trying to take inspiration to what I do. How much does your studio cost at this moment? I don't know. The floor is probably about, at this point, probably about $2,500 to $3,000 on the floor. The diffuser was like $400. The framing, all the lights. It's like expensive, but I'd say not as expensive, not as much money as I could have spent on it. I don't know. I've got quite a bit of money in here, though. Each one of those fog machines, I think it was like $800. I think $400 each for the fog machines or something like. No, 3. I think it was like $320 or something for each of those fog machines. Then you got the little lights, and then you got all this tube lighting around here. It adds up. I don't know. Then we got the tool cart over there. That wasn't that expensive. The tint kegs, film. I'm not going to count film in it. And then cameras and stuff. I don't know. Anywhere from $8 to $10 probably worth of shit laying around here. But with as clean as we're just making that all look now I'm like, I want to fix this area now. It looks nice, but it's also, it could just be better. My net worth is all in film. I've got a lot in film, yeah. That's where most of your cost goes. Like, for when you have a space, you're going to have a lot in film inventory, for sure. And then the rest of it is kind of, like, it's tough to justify. So, like, you don't need it, but you like, really want it. It's one of those superficial things that, like, it counts for getting you good business when people walk in and they see it, and then it's like, whoa. So, but it's hard to, I guess what I'm saying is it's hard to quantify. So when I spend like $3,000 on my floor, do I need it? No, I don't. But it helps with pictures and everything. So maybe I got people to think better from just seeing it. So, okay, I'm just asking because it looks great and I thought it cost much more. Aha! That's what I specialize in. So I typically don't go for just spending a lot of money and dressing up a place and getting really expensive pieces and stuff like that. I figure out what kind of overall makes a good impression and the areas that I can kind of save money in those. So like all we did on that back wall, right now, it's just white paint and it's some trim at the bottom, and it looks infinitely better. Just keeping it clean, painting the walls, doing some nice lighting, completely revamps the space. It makes it look so much better. So when I look at like, when I look at this setup here, like they have more money in the particular pieces that they have. Let's see, let me move this out of the way. So like this is, I don't know what, like $4,000 pressure wash setup, I think. And then they have some shelves. They ran all the plumbing inside the walls. They have their spray bottles and stuff. They have really expensive cabinets back here. They did Swiss tracks instead of race decks, so like this floor is more expensive. But honestly, like there's not a ton of, like they do, and their lighting is more expensive lighting too as well. Where like I would save money on doing different lighting. I would save money on doing cheaper cabinets. I would save money on doing a less expensive pressure washer and an air compressor, and race deck flooring instead of Swiss track. So like there's ways that you could pull off this same look, just you can save a bunch of money doing it. That's not what they do there though. That's what I do here. There's some things that you'll get the same type of look and you'll be able to save some money doing it. It's just when you don't have the budget to spend on it, figuring out other ways to save money on doing it is, I think, well worth it. You need a Lambo for your thumbnails. So say most guys selling courses on YouTube. Well, yeah, because here in my garage, you get the Lambo, you get the books on the wall. Hey, he's wealthy, he's got a good car, and look, lots of books on the wall. He must be pretty smart. Tint and exotic. What do you think this is? Look, it's got the colors. It's got the M colors right there. Alrighty, I gotta shout out some super chats though. But that's kind of what's on my mind with this space right now. The only big expense, oh, and I'll show you guys too, actually, really quick. I've thought of doing these before. Bold. What were they called? I think I see these all over the place for good reason. These are probably the most affordable garage cabinets that I've seen. But these are not uber expensive either. But this is what I'm talking about. So it would cost some more money. I'd probably have about $5 or $6 grand worth of cabinets to do one row. And then I would get this. I would get this color. This looks good. Would be super cool. But I don't want to spend that kind of money yet on those. Do you want to work with somebody, or is it not worth it? You can earn enough by yourself. The hard part is training reliable help to tint. And then once you do, you have to keep them busy. So it's that song and dance there. I don't want to do it yet. Got those new age cabinets full setup with sink? Nice. I would love to do a sink too. I just have to get a drain in this place too, I think. Ugh. But it'd be super cool. I would love to do that. Yeah, those new age ones you see all over the place. And I think that's probably your best bang for the buck. They look good. That's what I need them to do. I learned so much from you. Just watch your Walmart window tint video. Hilarious. Thank you. Amazon has a 5-piece garage set for $1K. Huh. I'll have to look into that one. I was unaware. So maybe they're not. At least at the time I was looking. Oh, there's also like Husky. Husky's got a 5-piece set for $1K. I think it'd be similarly priced though. Yeah, I'll have to look into it because the new age stuff, those you can find a pretty cheap setup too, with less pieces. It's just, I think I want to do like this entire wall, and like down. I might replace this whole area with cabinets that go down, and basically create an aisle of cabinets on both sides. I'm still thinking about it. It's not something I would just go and do tomorrow. Probably down the road. Husky got a thinner metal, looked into those. New age is okay on a budget. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, and the cheaper you go, the thinner it's gonna be. Like, I'm sure the new age ones are kind of like, yeah, they're okay. They're not gonna be as like, ooh, super smooth, like, you know what I mean? There's all those little things. But I'm a tinter dude. I don't need, I honestly want the cabinets more for like just the whole aesthetic of them than actual functionality, because I'm just not gonna use them as much. I'll put some tools and stuff in them. I'll have things in them. I just don't need them to hold the weight of all my wrenches and stuff. They just don't have a bunch of tool sets to organize. I bought a window tint setup, Jeep Liberty. Worst experience because the film creased so bad. I quit after that, got it from Amazon. Tinting's hard, man. Even if you get film from Amazon, it's just learning it is hard. What kind of material is the best? I mean, I like GeoShield a lot, but just jumping into it, you're gonna still have the same types of problems. It's just from a tinter's perspective, sometimes they can be a little easier to work with, but film, no matter what brand, creases easily. Some shrink a little easier than others, but you gotta know how to do both of them. But yeah, I don't know. Tint stuff. Tint stuff. There we go. I like your pegboard. Thank you. Yeah, it's fun. I really like the idea of having lots of tinting tools just up against the wall. As soon as I walked into Sun Distributing and I saw all their tool, like where they store all the tools and stuff and how they set them up, I was like, this is awesome. I want to do something similar to that. Basically I bought like $1,200 worth of tools, and it didn't really fill up a huge section of the wall. It filled up like this part of the wall. And then I, spam bot. And then I went through and did some duplicates and some extra stuff and figured out a nice way to lay them all out. And as you can see, I've got some empty spots where I've taken tools off the wall and forget to put them back. But it hasn't, like, it's been cool to see, but not a lot of people ask about the different tools that are out there. They more ask about, like, what I use rather than anything else that's come out. So I don't know. It hasn't gotten as much use as what I was hoping. But with cleaning up, like I said, with cleaning up the rest of the shop, I just want to make it look a little better, a little tidier and stuff. It still looks good. It'll be fun. It's been a couple months watching. That is a long time to watch. Yeah, when you pay attention to all the details, like sometimes you can just get it down. I've seen all types. Some people get it relatively quickly. Some people take a long time to really like understand what's going on. Everybody's a little different, but it is one of those things that Tint's a sticky film. It creases very easily, so it's just touchy to even handle and work with. Alrighty, my dudes, I'm gonna get off here. Thank you all for hanging out. I appreciate ya. I'll be back soon. I don't know. This week's kind of a weird week. Today's Tuesday. I might be back tomorrow because the rest of this week is a little goofy. But y'all have a good one. I appreciate ya. You provide great videos. I appreciate your encouragement. Oh, thanks, man. Thank you. You guys have a good one. Don't do it outside. Exactly. All right, bye.